I did get back from a backpacking trip. And this is kind of the testimonial that I would say as far as what is the benefits of the Wim Hof method that I've been practicing here in Morro Bay since February. And I'm just going to tell the story, but you know, judgments about stupidity and insanity, you can leave them in the comment section maybe, if you want. But what happened is I went on a backpacking trip with my friend Wayne and his two sons, Andrew and David. And we went to Yosemite, yay, and we went to Hetch Hetchy area, even yay, because it wouldn't be crowded and the permits were easy to get. So, you know, we had made all those arrangements, and Wayne was texting me and telling me the different hikes he was doing in preparation, and kind of encouraged me to get ready and, you know, hit the trail, put a backpack on, and, you know, do a 3-mile hike or something. Unfortunately, I didn't do that. And, you know, the reasons aren't really important. It just didn't happen. And then the day of the hike came, and I didn't want to back out. Now, it wasn't just a macho thing to do, because that would be stupid, I think. Eight miles uphill, 3,300 feet of elevation gain. Could go a lot of, to me, I would think, well, you know, that doesn't necessarily have to be that steep. But in reality, I guess it is pretty steep. I found out it was pretty steep in some places. And it wasn't even the switchbacks that were the steep part, you know. Those were just, you know, you're just meandering up. But as soon as you get to the top of the switchbacks, then you see these stone stairs, you know, intermittently, you know, placed throughout the trail where it gets steep, and it's almost like now you're climbing stairs. And yeah, that was not so encouraging after really struggling to get up to the top of the switchbacks. So, but anyway, what happened is the ability to remain calm was really important, because I bonked about 1.5 miles into the hike on the switchback trail. It was hot. It's 95 degrees that day, and the switchback trail is pretty exposed. I mean, and there is shade, but you know, it's mostly sun. So the toxins in my, you know, had been stored in all my muscles and things like that, were just like infiltrating my blood system, my bloodstream, and my, you know, fatigue and exhaustion and nausea, that kind of stuff where you want to throw up. And I told the guys it's like the first day of wrestling practice after a long layoff. It's just, you just get sick. And but you know, I thought about Wim Hof's story where he had the endotoxins from E. coli injected into his blood, injected into him, and he was able to withstand the effects of that endotoxin, which is normally 99.999 whatever percent people get ill, nauseated, you know, all that feverish, all that stuff, just as if, you know, a very bad flu or something like that. But Wim Hof was able to resist all of that through his breathing, and he also trained like 10 other people to do the same thing, in which the scientists injected the same endotoxin into the 10 subjects, and all 10 of them did not suffer any side effects. So with that in mind, I was like, okay, time for some Wim Hof breathing, which I did. And I, you know, did it intensely and intentionally, and did the breath holds. And within 2 rounds of that, the nausea went away. So then I continue up the trail to the next shady spot, and then I would sit down, rehydrate, and then do the breathing, 2 more rounds of breathing and breath holds. So with the breath holds. So essentially, what I was doing was I was elevating the pH in my blood from acidic to more alkaline. And what I understand from the research that, my YouTube research, is that the alkaline environment is hostile to the whatever viruses or toxins that are trying to invade the body. So it actually sets a kind of a battlefield that's to our advantage. And then the rest of the system, whatever it is, white blood cells, the body does what it knows what to do. We're not having to think about it, but we actually can enhance their ability to fight off sickness. And the Wim Hof breathing is so effective that it eliminated the nausea. Hike we went from 3,300 feet to about 6,500 feet. So there's an elevation factor the higher up we went. And I had zero effects of altitude sickness. I mean, there's no altitude sickness for me. And, I did the breathing the whole way up, the 7 other miles up. I was stopping and breathing. So it took a long time to get up the mountain, and everybody was great. There was no complaints. Just awesome experience. And then the amazing thing is the very next, the next day, zero soreness. My back, there's no back problem. My legs were fine. Neck, nothing. It wasn't like I had just climbed 8.5 miles uphill with a backpack. And I did the breathing the whole way down. Oh, and the other thing is the Wim Hof breathing during the rest periods, but while the hiking was going on, is breathing through my nose. That's Patrick McEwen. He's very adamant about breathing through the nose, and the research that he's done, and James Nestor as well, all the information's there that breathing through the nose is the only way to do this. And